The death toll from a major earthquake that struck Myanmar and Thailand is feared to exceed 10,000. Rescuers worked through the rubble of collapsed buildings. The country's second-largest city is also near the epicenter of the quake. At least 2,000 people have been killed and 5,000 injured in Myanmar's Mandalay region, the country's military government said in a statement on Saturday. It was a very uncomfortable night for many people. They decided to sleep outside. Many people could be seen laying mattresses outside their homes and sitting in parks and other places. Aftershocks are still occurring, and were felt this morning. They are not significant, but they are enough to make people feel uneasy when returning to built structures. About 10 more deaths have been confirmed in the Thai capital, Bangkok, located 1,000 kilometers (620 miles) from the epicenter in Myanmar. Infrastructure such as roads, bridges, and buildings were affected, leading to casualties and injuries among civilians. Search and rescue operations are currently being carried out in the affected areas, Myanmar's military said in the statement, which raised the death toll sharply from a previously reported 144 deaths. The shallow 7.7 magnitude quake struck northwest of the city of Sagaing in central Myanmar in the early afternoon on Friday, followed minutes later by a 6.7 magnitude aftershock. The quake destroyed buildings, downed bridges, and buckled roads across swaths of Myanmar, and due to patchy communications in remote areas, many believe the true scale of the disaster has yet to emerge. Rescuers in Bangkok labored through the night on Friday searching for workers trapped when a 30-story skyscraper under construction collapsed, reduced in seconds to a pile of rubble and twisted metal by the force of the shaking. Bangkok Governor Chadchart Sitiput said that about 10 people had been confirmed killed across the city, most in the skyscraper collapse. But up to 100 workers were still unaccounted for at the building site, close to the Chatuchak weekend market that is a magnet for tourists. "We are doing our best with the resources we have because every life matters," Chadchart told reporters at the scene. "Our priority is acting as quickly as possible to save them all," the governor said. The people of Bangkok are not used to earthquakes, a representative who reported to FJ from the scene of the skyscraper collapse said. There have been more than 70 aftershocks in the past 24 hours. Although they haven't really been felt in Bangkok, every report makes people very nervous. People are incredibly nervous that this will happen again. Bangkok city authorities said they would deploy more than 100 engineers to inspect buildings across the city for safety after more than 2,000 reports of damage. Mandalay, home to about 1.5 million people in Myanmar's Buddhist heartland, suffered severe damage to buildings, bridges, and roads. Emergency workers also struggled to reach monks trapped under debris at the Phayatong Monastery. Mr. Halang said the main earthquake was followed by 3 aftershocks, according to the state-owned New Light of Myanmar. The number of casualties is expected to rise further, he said in an address to the nation. In some areas, buildings have collapsed, and we are still carrying out rescue operations in those locations. I have declared a state of emergency in all affected areas and have opened all possible channels to receive international assistance. The United States Geological Services (USGS) predictive modeling estimated the death toll could exceed 10,000 people in Myanmar and that losses could be greater than the value of the country's gross domestic product. A scientist in the USGS's Earthquake Hazards Program told it was difficult to predict an earthquake's death toll for various reasons, including timing. It was the biggest quake to hit Myanmar in over a century, according to U.S. geologists, and the tremors were powerful enough to severely damage buildings across Bangkok, which is 1,000 kilometers from the epicenter. A rescue mission was stepped up on Saturday to find construction workers trapped under the rubble of a collapsed 33-story tower in the Thai capital. Bangkok Governor Chadchart Sitiput said around 10 people had been confirmed killed across the city, most in the skyscraper collapse, and up to 100 workers were still missing at the building. A 37-strong team from China landed in Yangon, Myanmar's former capital, early on Saturday local time, carrying medicine and equipment to detect signs of life with them, the Chinese embassy said in a Facebook post. Russia said it was sending 120 experienced rescuers, doctors and search dogs, according to state news agency TASS. U.S. President Donald Trump said on Friday he had spoken with officials in Myanmar and that his administration would provide some assistance. India has sent relief materials, rescue teams and medical equipment in 5 military aircraft to Myanmar to help victims of the 7.7 magnitude earthquake that killed over 1,600 people and injured nearly 3,000. Dr. Huff, who worked in Myanmar on the local seismology network, said the country's mix of modern structures and traditional buildings would also play a role. Traditional buildings are going to be less potentially deadly than concrete, she said. Thai authorities said 9 people had died and 101 were missing in Bangkok, mostly laborers trapped in the rubble of the collapsed tower. We will do everything. We will not give up on saving lives. We will use all resources, Mr. Sittipunt said at the site, as excavators moved debris and drones scoured the rubble searching for survivors. The Thai capital ground to a halt on Friday, and Mr. Sittipunt said hundreds of people had spent the night in city parks, but he said the situation was improving.